And it looks like the team that's going to face MVP and Shelton Benjamin, the most valuable tag team, are going to be the Prime Time Players. Hello everybody and welcome back to PAWL Superstars of Today. I'm your commentator, Luke Daniels. Go back and check part 1 if you have not already. It was a great part. Sheamus and David Otunga squared off. Sheamus won. He and then Wade Barrett got into a big brawl. Shawn Michaels, Edge, and Daniel Bryan had talking over, and a big stipulation added to our main event, which is Christian versus Daniel Bryan, is that if Daniel Bryan wins, he gets another shot at the World Heavyweight title at No Forgiveness in 16 days. It's going to be a great event. It's sneaking up on us. And anyway, folks, this is a tag team turmoil match. This is the third out of 4 teams. Our first match in it was the most valuable tag team who won, Shelton Benjamin and MVP, versus Titus O'Neil and now it is Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. In the first match, it was against R-Truth and Xavier Woods. A great match there, about 10 minutes long. And they were eventually able to get the win after R-Truth made one mistake, which is going after Shelton Benjamin after he had MVP down. MVP was able to capitalize as Shelton Benjamin distracted him. MVP was able to hit the playmaker. And so now, the winner of this match will face Tons of Funk, who are, I guess, going to draw number 4 because they're the only other team. And the winner of that will face Shield members Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins at No Forgiveness for the PWO Tag Team Championships. But now getting into the action, Shelton Benjamin looking to make a tag to MVP, and he does. Of course, keep in mind that MVP and Shelton Benjamin have already been through about a 10-minute match, so they're already worn down, while the Primetime Players are fresh. Also, last week, all 3 members of the Shield faced the Primetime Players and Dolph Ziggler. And the Primetime Players and Dolph Ziggler were able to get the win. So the Primetime Players do have a win against the Shield. So they have momentum too as MVP. See, Darren Young is on the outside. MVP had to tell him to get back in the ring. And MVP playing some mind games here, jumping right out of the ring. And now getting in the ring, Darren Young gets a waist lock. But no, MVP gets out of that and hits a belly-to-belly suplex. Darren Young now rolls outside the ring. MVP getting outside of the ring. Running across the ring, getting inside now. And Darren Young throwing MVP into his corner. They're trying to isolate MVP here. Looks like a nice slam by Darren Young. Now Darren Young taking Titus O'Neil. And a nice suplex and Titus with a body splash. A nice double team maneuver there by the Primetime Players. Of course, they have been a team for longer. Actually, been a team for the longest in this tag team turmoil match. They have been the team for the longest amount of time. So now Titus with some punches and a nice shoulder tackle there. Whipping MVP now across the ring. MVP hits hard off that turnbuckle. And Titus looking for a backbreaker with MVP counters. With a nice side rush and leg sweep there. MVP saw us fighting in him even after that match. And MVP didn't take too much damage. I believe Shelton's the more damaged member. That's probably why MVP is starting it off. Has Titus groggy against the ropes. But Titus throwing MVP over the ropes. He is able to hold on though. But not after that big forearm to the stomach area. And now Titus doing his little bark. And Titus down with a big boot. Sorry folks, I'm a little tired. So now MVP now reverses the Irish Whip. And MVP a nice T-bone suplex. And a stomp now. And a big boot there by MVP. Taking it to Titus. Titus though immediately kicks out. Like I said, Darren Young and Titus are fresh. MVP and Shelton Benjamin have already been through a match. Now Titus counters some big elbows. And Titus looking for a big clothesline. No, MVP blocks it. And Titus blocks MVP in a big right hand. And now Titus whipping MVP against the ropes. And a big slam there. A nice slam there. And now a big kick to the back trying to wear down MVP. Of course, if you saw the last match, you know MVP likes to use the playmaker and the play of the day. Shelton Benjamin likes to use pay dirt, which is pretty much the playmaker. And also the T-bone suplex. So, strangely enough, MVP and Shelton have about the same finishing move. Titus likes to use the Clash of the Titus, which is pretty much a variation of a spine buster. And Darren Young likes to use the Fireman's Carry double knee gut buster. So if you see any of those moves, that finishers are both men. MVP now tagging Shelton. Titus tagging Darren, and we'll get a new matchup in here. Shelton, you see maybe working out with that arm. Maybe that's hurting after the match. And Darren Young with a belly-to-belly suplex now. Of course, a lot of nicknames for these guys. MVP, of course, half man, half amazing is his nickname. Shelton Benjamin is also known as the gold standard. Darren Young, Mr. No Days Off. A lot of nicknames thrown around between these men. And now Darren Young trying to go on the attack here. Picking up Shelton. And now rolling him up here. Referee makes a count. 1. No, and a big kick out by Shelton. Shelton has had a few minutes to rest up. MVP had control for most of the match, so he did have a good 5 minutes to rest up. So now, that double team maneuver again with a slam by Darren, and now suplexing Titus. So, using that maneuver effectively there. Seems to me like the Primetime Players have been in control of most of this match here. And now, Titus looking for that backbreaker. And a big backbreaker by Titus O'Neil here. Maybe setting up for the clash of the Titus. Looks like he's calling for it. Darren takes out MVP. Titus O'Neil. Clash of the Titus. And now going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Primetime Players advance. MVP and Shelton, the world's most valuable tag team, put up a good fight. It probably would have been more even if they were fresh, but you know, they already had a match. They were the first team in the turmoil match, and like we had said, it was going to be extremely hard for one team that drew number 1 to end up being in the turmoil finals or to be, you know, winning the turmoil match. And so now it's going to be number 3 versus number 4, Primetime Players versus Tons of Funk. So a great effort there by the world's most valuable tag team, but in the end they fall to the clash of Titus. Primetime Players advance, and they're going to be facing Tons of Funk, Brodus Clay, and Tenzai. And the winner of that match will go on to face Shield members Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, the PAWL Tag Team Championships, and that will be on the line at No Forgiveness in 16 days. See the Primetime Players pumped up doing some stuff. I don't know if I'd want to wear myself out more if we had another match. Looks like here comes Brodus Clay and Tenzai, Tons of Funk. They're ready for this match. They're fresh. Titus and Darren aren't as worn down as MVP and Shelton were. They went through a longer, more physically demanding match. Although it's not like Titus and Darren are fresh, they'll have an uphill battle. Especially since both of these men that they're facing are over 300 pounds. Probably also over 350 pounds. I mean, so I gotta really think Tons of Funk's gonna win. That's who I'm picking. Although Titus O'Neil is big, Darren Young isn't that big though. But they're now in the ring, and it looks like we're about to get this underway. The winner of this match, this is the final, so the winner of this match will go on and win the turmoil. So now we see Darren and Brodus Clay locking it up, and immediately Brodus Clay goes for a suplex. And now Brodus Clay. No, Titus able to counter with a side Russian leg sweep. Titus now going with the stomach. Big shoulder tackle there. And a key for this match, I think, is they were able to isolate a little bit of those team members for MVP and Shelton. They were both in there for a few minutes. I believe they only made that one tag. So they were both more worn down than the Primetime Players who made multiple tags. And so I think that they need to try to isolate one of these men. And that's something that the Shield love to do as well. So if the Primetime Players do win and they're able to isolate Brodus Clay or Tenzai, it might be a good matchup. But I think Brodus Clay is going to have an easier job isolating Titus than Titus would Brodus Clay. So I think the key to this matchup is to make some quick tags here. Brodus Clay now whipping Titus into his corner. And now Titus is able to reverse here and make a quick tag in. Now Titus, a big slam there and doing this double team maneuver. Now it's Titus that gets Darren for the splash instead of the vice versa that we saw in the last match. So now Darren with a big leg drop there. Darren Young going to the top rope. And a big leg drop from the top rope, so dropping the leg twice. Now Darren going up top again. Double axe handle connects. Darren using some high flying, which is something that he will only be able to do in this match. Tons of funk, nor Titus O'Neil will be able to do those high flag maneuvers that Darren Young can do, so that is one advantage for the primetime players. They got a powerful man and an agile man, while the Tons of Funk just have two powerful men. Now Brodus Clay reverses the Irish Whip, and a nice big German suplex there by the Funkasaurus. Clay though, no, Darren gets out of the way, now just hammering away. Looks like they are being able to isolate Brodus Clay as they make another tag, and Darren showing some strength, able to slam Brodus, and then picks up Titus with the splash. So it looks like the primetime players are the one that are isolating Clay. Looks like that'll be a key to this match. Clay hasn't been able to make a tag yet. They're both wearing down Clay here, so I guess it's making up for primetime players already being in that match. They're able to work on Clay, so where it looks like he's not fresh, and they're making quick tags. Maybe that tag was a little too quick, though. They didn't even do anything. Oh, now Clay catching him. Now Clay now hammering away. Big elbow there, and now just pounding away. Tensai is now joined. Now Darren trying to fight him off. Looks like Titus is running back in the ring. Looks like Tons of Funk is double teaming Darren Young, but Titus is, I guess, trying to stay in the ring, making sure this match is the best. Oh, and a big move there to Darren Young. But, you know, they may be getting worn down and distracted. Titus is fresh in the ring, ready to go. Looking for that big backbreaker. And the big backbreaker connects. So maybe that was to the primetime player's advantage. Titus hits his signature maneuver. Now looking for the Clash of the Titus. Clash of the Titus connects. Darren Young fits the distraction well. A cover. 1, 2. No, Tensai breaks it up. Sweet tea. Tensai is able to break it up. Now they're double teaming Titus. Tensai rolls out of the ring. Brodus Clay has been in this match the entire time. Tensai has not been in this match officially. Catches the leg, and now big belly to belly there. Now what are they thinking? Titus. Throwing him into the corner here. Making look another quick tag. Yep. Brodus Clay has not been able to tag in his partner, Sweet Tea Tensai. So they are doing an effective job isolating so far. A nice splash there. Darren now going to the top. And a big elbow to the chest. And now tagging in Titus again. Brodus Clay is laid out. You see, he has not been able to make a tag into Tensai. So Tensai is completely fresh. So if I were the primetime players to do anything I can now to make sure Tensai gets in the match. And now Brodus Clay's on the top rope. What's Titus thinking? Titus. Whoa, look at the strength of Titus. What a big move there from the top rope. Fall away slam from the top rope. 1, 2. The primetime players are the #1 contenders. What strength by Titus O'Neil, the strong man of the primetime players, with a fall away slam on the almost 400-pound Brodus Clay from the top rope, able to put him away. Like I said, one of the keys to this match, isolating. Brodus Clay didn't even get to tag in Tensai the whole time. Primetime players looking strong going into their title match, as they have won the tag team turmoil. But what a series of matches this was. A great idea by Michaels, as you see that feat of strength by Titus. Great move there by Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil. Primetime players, #1 contenders. They end up winning 2 matches. They're looking strong against the Shield, and if they can isolate the Shield like they did to Brodus Clay, we may be having new tag team champions at No Forgiveness. Primetime players get the victory. They'll be facing the Shield, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, for the tag titles at No Forgiveness. What a match. And it looks like Dolph Ziggler's behind the scenes. Wait, that's Roman Reigns. The other member of the Shield. Roman Reigns is tackling Ziggler from behind, and now Ziggler's fighting back. Is this bad blood from their match last week? Oh, and he smashes Ziggler's head into the car. Ziggler. Roman Reigns saying that's what you get when you mess with the Shield. Of course, Ziggler and the primetime players knocking off the Shield last week. And now Roman Reigns attacking him from behind. Was that a message to the primetime players? Maybe. Anyway, folks, we're about ready for our next match. It's going to be Jack Swagger, the so-called real American, versus the United States champion Alberto Del Rio. Of course, last week, Jack Swagger was a part of the triple threat number one contenders match. Swagger, Mysterio, and JBL, who ended up winning. So JBL is going to face Del Rio for the United States Championship at No Forgiveness. Of course, many could argue that Jack Swagger deserved to win the match. It was Jack Swagger that hit the gut-wrench powerbomb on Rey Mysterio. Then JBL threw Swagger out of the ring and ended up getting the cover, pretty much stealing a win. But anyway, he's going to see how effective he could have been in No Forgiveness for the title, as he's going to face Del Rio in this non-title match, and I'll turn it over to Ricardo. Looks like Ricardo had some mic problems there, as you couldn't hear him do his introduction, so we'll get that fixed. But anyway, here comes Alberto Del Rio, the United States champion. Of course, a fan favorite, saying that he was born in Mexico but made in America. Of course, JBL saying that he's not a real American. I believe he called him an illegal Mexican last week, which totally isn't right. Del Rio is here on legal terms, at least I hope. But anyway, Del Rio is a great wrestler. Of course, I believe he is the nephew, maybe, of famous Mexican luchador. Name just escaped me. Mil Mascaras, that's it. I believe he is a nephew of Mil Mascaras, the famous Mexican wrestler. And of course, Del Rio is a great superstar, is a great professional wrestler, because that's what it's about here in PAWL, professional wrestling. And at this point in the broadcast, I also want to remind you that no copyright infringement is intended, as now it looks like Swagger and Del Rio are going to hook it up. Del Rio getting a front face lock and an elbow to the back of the head. Of course, Swagger likes to use the gut-wrench powerbomb and the Patriot lock. Del Rio likes to use the cross-arm breaker. It looks like he's also has been using that nice side kick, a side super kick in the last few weeks. It's something that he is favoriting over the cross arm breaker now. Anyway, now Del Rio, nice back suplex. Alberto Del Rio whipping Swagger up against the ropes, and a nice shoulder tackle there, knocking Swagger out of the ring. Swagger immediately gets back in, and now Del Rio dragging Swagger into the corner, hammering away now on Jack Swagger. Now Del Rio whipping Swagger across the ring. Now Swagger, no, Del Rio able to get out of the way, and it's a tilt-a-whirl suplex. Now going for the cover. No, Swagger kicks out immediately. Del Rio now throwing Swagger on the outside. Swagger now the side headlock. And a nice throw there by Jack Swagger, the All-American American. Oh, and now just chopping him a bunch. Wearing down that chest, knocking him down now. Continuing chopping him, but Del Rio, I guess, able to adjust to those chops and get out of the way. And now Del Rio, no, Swagger gets out of the way. And now hammering away. See, referee talking to Ricardo. Ricardo's having some words with the ref. Watch it, Ricardo, you don't want to get thrown out. No, Swagger able to counter, and a nice kick to the gut. And a big clothesline there, knocking down Del Rio. An explosive clothesline by Jack Swagger. And now Del Rio. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker there. A move that he likes to use. And Swagger kicking away at him. Looking for the big fiery hand that Sheamus uses. Del Rio ducks, but now getting an elbow, and now Swagger taking control. Seeing if Swagger could have been in that No Forgiveness match for the U.S. title. See if he could have beaten Del Rio. Now Del Rio trying to work on that arm now. And Alberto, no, they collide. And Del Rio, nice snap suplex there. What's Del Rio thinking? Oh, and a big enziguri, knocking down Swagger. It looks like Del Rio going for that kick early. Del Rio going for that big kick, and that may have knocked out Swagger. Maybe an early victory for Del Rio. 1, 2, no. Swagger kicks out. Nice kick out there from Swagger, showing resiliency, and he catches him with another enziguri. Del Rio now rolling him up. 1, 2, no. Swagger rolls him up. 1, no. Del Rio, 1, 2. Swagger, 1. Del Rio, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1. No, this is getting a little ridiculous now. 1, 2. I think you could have scored a pin by now. I don't think it's that sneaky. 1, 2. No. 1. No. Okay, I don't think you can win like this, guys. You might want to stop rolling each other up. 1. 1, 2. It's getting a little ridiculous, and Del Rio eventually just slides out of it. So, weird exchange there as now Del Rio fights Swagger off. Alberto. Big double knees to that arm, working on that arm, maybe trying to set up for the cross arm breaker. And so now, running the ropes, no Del Rio counters, big elbow to the side of Swagger's head. Weakens that head, better chance for that super kick to score a pinfall. Swagger now. No. Del Rio knows. Del Rio gets out of the way. Ricardo now up on the apron. Ricardo, the referee might eject you, you know. Anyway. Del Rio trying to get the better of this match. But now Swagger, no. Del Rio trips him up. He was looking for a clothesline, but Del Rio gets under it and trips him up. And now Del Rio with a hard Irish whip. Tilt-a-war backbreaker. A great match here so far. It's been an amazing night. We had some long matches. We had the turmoil match, especially that first match in part 1 was pretty long. Wait, Go Wrench Powerbomb! Go Wrench Powerbomb! This is how JBL stole the pin. Is Swagger gonna beat the U.S. champion? Pulling him to the center of the ring, maybe giving Del Rio some time to recuperate. Wait, now Ricardo was blocking the way as Del Rio kicks out. Ricardo trying to help his client Del Rio, or his close personal friend. Del Rio with a suplex. He's still talking. Luckily he didn't get ejected there. It's now Swagger going on the attack. This is a great match here. Only great action found on PAWL. Great professional wrestling action. We still have 2 more matches after this. Mark Henry and Justin Gabriel. And then our main event will be Daniel Bryan versus Christian. If Daniel Bryan wins, then he gets a shot at the world title at No Forgiveness. And a big Oklahoma slam by the Oklahoma native Jack Swagger. Swagger now just stomping away. Swagger with a big kick to the gut. No, Del Rio. Able to reverse the Irish whip. And now putting him on the top rope. What's Del Rio thinking? Del Rio. A big arm drag from the top rope. Working on the arm. Now going for a cover. 1, 2. No. A kick out. Swagger showing great resiliency. Swagger blocks it. Swagger, another gut wrench powerbomb. The second one. 2 gut wrench powerbombs, and Swagger's going to win this one. 1. No, Ricardo on the apron again. So Ricardo really helping his friend Del Rio here. Is now, wait, the referee's ejected Ricardo, so now Del Rio's by himself. Swagger has the hold locked in. To Del Rio's defense, though, it looks like he would have kicked out before 3 anyway, showing great resiliency. And now Del Rio able to break that. Full Nelson. And now Del Rio now with a good suplex. Textbook. What's Del Rio thinking? A big kick. As Ricardo has now gotten ejected. Now Del Rio. Hard Irish whip knocking Swagger down. A great match here on PAWL. That's the United States champion thinking. Going for a power bomb, it looks like. Swagger able to counter it coming down into a face buster. Great back and forth match. Swagger now going for the cover after that, and a kick out at 1. Both of these competitors look like they still have a lot left in them, but a big enziguri there. And Swagger may have gotten all that taken out. Now Swagger. Nice scoop slam there. Oh no, wreck of the eyes by Del Rio. Del Rio now sending Swagger outside. Del Rio trying to get pumped up, trying to get this crowd behind him. Helps him with the energy if the crowd can get behind you. And now a big forearm, Del Rio. What's he thinking here? And Del Rio looking for that second big kick. If he hits it again, that'll probably end the match. Swagger ducks. He ducks the big kick. That might have ended the match. But Swagger ducks the big kick now. What's Del Rio thinking? Del Rio looking for the cross arm breaker. Looking for the cross arm breaker. Will Swagger tap? Will Swagger tap? Cross arm breaker locked in. No Swagger. It looks like Del Rio let go of it. Maybe he hadn't worked that arm enough. No Swagger reverses. And now Swagger just kicking Del Rio off the apron. Now Del Rio, this battle goes to the outside. What a great match so far. Referee to 3 count. Del Rio climbs back up the steps, gets in the ring, going through the top rope actually, and a big double axe handle there. Now Del Rio going to the top again. And a big elbow drop and going for the cover now. 1, 2, no! A kick out by Swagger. Great match here. Oh, Swagger able to get out of that with a single leg takedown, and now Swagger gets thrown outside the ring by Del Rio. Looks like Ricardo had taken that top off. And now let's see, what are they thinking here? No, Del Rio puts Swagger on the table. Del Rio, what's he thinking? What's it? They're on the table. No, Swagger catches him. Belly to belly through the table. Belly to belly through the table. What a match. Did you see the replay? The belly to belly through a table. A great match here from Swagger and Del Rio. Who's going to win? We'll find out in part 3. See you in part 3.